What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to the Fitcho Career. It's episode number 11, round 6, race 1. We're in the UK, we're at Silverstone, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar, and I think this weekend we have a really good chance of getting some strong results and some strong points for the championship. Now, if you haven't seen last round out in Austria, both the feature race and the sprint race, make sure you go check them out, because there were some pretty interesting races, especially in terms of the championship. Spoiler alert, I didn't score any points at all last weekend in Austria. Race 1 I was on for a podium, and then just a series of mistakes screwed me over. And race 2, I didn't even make it to turn 1. My race literally lasted 8 seconds before being spun into a wall by Nobuharu Matsushita. So it was quite important in terms of the championship, because I scored absolutely no points. And both Raffaele Marcello and Norman Nato have closed to within 7 points of me in the championship. So it's getting quite close now at the top of the drivers' standings, and this weekend will be interesting to how it continues. Hopefully we can bounce back from our poor performance last round out in Austria. I think we definitely have a good chance here in Silverstone, because like I said, I do like this circuit. We'll see where our pace really does lie. Let's jump into one-shot qualifying for the feature race. Here we go, one-shot qualifying in Silverstone for today's feature race. We head down towards the first corner, Abbey. It's usually flat, but we've just taken a little bit of a lift because I've had a little bit of trouble in practice getting this car around there flat, as now we head through this new section for 2010, which I really don't like this part of the track. It's one of the few areas I don't like, as now we come onto the Wellington Straight. We're actually leading. Note, Fuoco takes lead as we head down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklyn's break just after the 100-meter board, then down to third gear, a very late apex, then to Luffield. There's a few different lines you can take through this corner. We're going to take more of a Felipe Massa line, I guess you could call it, with a very late apex and get a brilliant exit off the corner as we now head onto the old start-finish straight, and we're actually leading from Fuoco as we head down towards Copse Corner, down to 6th gear, easy to run wide, which we almost do, getting a little bit out of control on the curves. Now up to my favourite part of the track, Maggots and Beckett's, and get through here, and then it's Chapel and onto the Hangar Straight, and we're still leading this qualifying session as Oliver Rowland is in second place. We head down towards Stowe, just having a mental blank there as we head into Stowe, break just after the 100-meter board through Stowe. Now only 3 corners to go. This is the other part of the track I don't particularly like. This corner's not too bad, but the 2 right-handers to round out the lap are absolutely horrible. Oh, we've got them wrong. That's what happens, you just get them so wrong. Oh, that's a horrible end to the qualifying lap. As I think I saw a Prima take pole. I think it might have been Charles Leclerc who came in to take pole, or possibly even Fuoco. I didn't see. It's Charles Leclerc that takes pole here in Silverstone, and Oliver Rowland, the hometown hero, just misses out by half a tenth of a second. In third place is Antonio Giovinazzi, with Gustav Mallier joining him on the second row. On the third row of the grid is Fuoco and Raffaele Marcello, with Delatraz in 7th and myself in 8th. So the strategy for today's feature race is a 2-stop strategy, starting on the soft tyres that we used in qualifying, swapping to the mediums, and then swapping to the hard. So we're actually using all 3 compound of tyres for today's feature race. Here we go, engage the clutch, get the revs up to the optimal range, the lights are coming on. And it's lights out, and away we go. The feature race here in Silverstone is underway. We're going to look to the inside of Raffaele Marcello into turn number 1. We've had a pretty good start, and we've been spun. We're out. Not out, actually. No, we're just facing the wrong way. Get the car turned around and keep going in the right direction. But that is not the start we wanted. We had a brilliant getaway. We drove up the inside of Marcello, but I think we were like 3 or 4 wide. And they turned in. I had nowhere to go. I just got tagged, and I am around. Check my front wing. Our front wing is intact, so now we've got a bit of a recovery drive on our hands. I still think we can do it right. We had decent pace in qualifying. We have caught right up to the back of this pack. We're actually going to be pitting at the end of lap 4, and it doesn't look like many other cars are following us into the pit lane. Only one, I think, up ahead, and I think that will have been an Arden. But end of lap 4, we're coming into the pit lane, swapping onto the medium tyres. I think we have about a 10 lap stint on, that's actually for Wako up ahead, who's going into the pit lane. He's gone to soft tyres, so he must be going for the 3-stop strategy, not the 2-stop strategy. We're putting some fresh medium tyres on. We'll be going about 10 laps on these, then another stop onto the hards and going to the end. As you can see, we had just got up to the back of the big battle pack, so hopefully a bit of an undercut on those guys will get us a couple positions. There will be a few less cars we actually have to overtake on track. Here we go, a lot of the cars are in the pits, as now we come round turn 1, and we have jumped a few, and we've got Sergei Sorokin now in front of us in the ART, and we're ahead of Norman Nato. So we have really made up a little bit of ground going for that undercut. We're up into 17th place now. Of course, there will be a few conflicting strategies around, but I think a lot of cars have made their first pit stops of the race, except a couple, I think. I think there's only a few more to make their first pit stops, about 4. But other than that, the rest of the field has made their first round of pit stops. We're now right behind an ART and in front of a Russian time, so you know, that undercut has worked quite well for us. We're right on the back of Sergei Sorokin. We've got Rich Revs and DRS, and we're going to make the move up the inside of Stowe, but he's going right around our outside as we head down towards the third last corner. Oh, he's forced us out into the grass. We've locked up massively, and we're going to lose out to Norman Nato. He pushed us out onto the grass and the curb in the braking zone. That is not nice, Sorokin. That is not nice at all. All cars are going very, very slowly. We're going to go around the outside of Nato, but he's still there as we go into the third last corner. Can we look up the inside to Rallis? No, we cannot. We get the move done on Norman Nato as someone was going very, very slowly, causing yellow flags. I'm not too sure who that was, though. We are right on the back of Felix Sorrellis as we head down towards Cops Corner. We're going to go for the move up the inside of Cops, and we get that move done on the Carlin. We're up into 11th place as we've got Sergio Seta Camara up in front of us, who's just been passed by Sergei Sorokin. If we can get past that MP Motorsport car, we'll be back into the points. Oh, we're going to go right around the outside of Sergio Seta Camara and possibly Jordan King after King made a failed attempt up the inside of Sergei Sorokin, and that really slowed down Camara, and we've got the move on both of them. We're now up into 8th place. Here comes Jordan King. He's going up out inside into Abbey. We're going to go right around the outside and hold on to 7th place. Here comes Jordan King up our outside into Stowe, and I think someone's going up our inside. Please don't go up our inside, because we're actually pitting this lap, and I don't want someone on my right hand side of the car when I try and come into the pit lane. Anyway, into the pits we go. End of lap 14 for our second and final stop of the race. We're going to be swapping onto the hard tyres, and going to the end, we were sitting about 7th, and our pace was pretty average. We're struggling to catch up to Sorokin, but our tyres were going off a bit because they're about 2 laps older than those guys. But I think another undercut should help us, because that really helped us out the first time. But I genuinely think we can get points and get a few points here. I get sort of 7th, around 7th. I genuinely think we can get about 7th place in today's race. So I guess we're going to find out. We're coming out of the pits. We're not pitting again. We're going right to the end of the race on this set of hard tyres. Yellow flag is out, and there's 2 cars stuck to each other. That looks like Leclerc, and it might have been Giovinazzi. I think it might have been, it was white. It might have been an MP Motorsport car. I'm really not too sure, but he's in a crash. I think that one car was trying to go into the pits, and the other did not, by what I'm guessing. Here's Norman Nato. We're going to go up the inside of Arudzev and Nato into turn 3. We're side by side. He's got the inside line for turn number 4. He's just going to get the move done, try and get a better run. We can't stick our nose up the inside, but we do have DRS as we head down the Wellington straight. We're going to pull to the inside. In to Brooklyn's. We've locked up a little bit, run a bit wide. We're going to squeeze him out. And we're now up into 9th place. Charles Leclerc is now out of the race. So I'm not too sure what has happened to him. Because I'm pretty sure he started this race from pole position. And he's now out. But here comes Norman Nato. We've got Sorellis going up our outside. We're going to lose 2 places into Stowe. We possibly could, as Sorellis and Norman Nato are now going side by side up in front of me. And all the brake boards are actually gone from that incident. We're right on the back of Norman Nato. He's going very slowly behind the Carlin of Felix Sorellis who go through the final corner. It's actually cost me a little bit of time. There's more cars in the pit, so we might gain a couple more positions. We go through turn number 1. Actually, we haven't gained any more positions. We're still right on the edge of the points in 10th place. Here goes Norman Nato up the inside of Felix Sorellis. We're actually going to go to the outside. We've got a little bit of grass on our tyres. We're going right around the outside of Felix Sorellis and almost Norman Nato, but Sorellis is going back up our inside, but he thinks better of it. We go up the inside of Norman Nato. He's still up our inside, but we make the move stick. We're now up into 8th place. We pass both Felix Sorellis and Norman Nato, and I think someone might have been in the pits. We're now up into 7th place. Here comes Norman Nato up the inside of Brooklyn's. We understeers wide, and we just switch back up the inside and hold on to 7th place. A brilliant bit of little move there as Nato just ran super wide, went in way too deep, and we're able to recognize that and sneak back up his inside. Oh, no, he's going for it into Cops. We're going side by side through Cops. We're on the outside. We manage to get through there alive. We're still going side by side as we come down to Maggot and Beckett side by side through here. It doesn't work. We've made contact. We've spun. And now we've got front wing damage. We're being talked to by Jeff about changing our strategy, but we've been spun out. We're off in the gravel. And we've got front wing damage. That is not what we want. And now we're being told to pit for medium tires. And actually, there's no point. We're down in 16th place. We're being passed by our teammate now. I'm going to do another lap, see how bad this is, and then maybe even pit. But that did not go to plan. We were side by side through Maggots and Beckett's, and you can't really go side by side through there. And we made a bit of contact, and around we went. I think Norman Nato survived. Here comes Oliver Rowland up our outside, and with DRS, that is a very easy move. And his race clearly has not gone to plan, considering he started off the front row or the second row or something, and he's now battling us down in 15th place. We're actually locked up. This front wing damage is really killing us, but it's not really going to make any difference if we pit now. We're that far back. Here comes Nicholas Latifi up our inside, and Antonio Giovinazzi is now Giovinazzi's trying to pass Nicholas Latifi, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it as Latifi goes right around the outside, and we could actually have a go up the inside of Giovinazzi into the third last corner. I forget the name of it. We make that move stick for 17th place. Yes, 17th. Our races have not gone very well with me and Giovinazzi, considering Giovinazzi, I think he started either second or third, so his race has really gone to shit. I think he was involved in the incident with Charles Leclerc. I'm pretty sure it was him, who's also out of the race, who started this race on pole position. So this race is just all over the place. We were passed by Oliver Rowland earlier, who's well out of the points. He started, I think he was on the second row of the grid, so it's not been a good race for the guys that started at the front of the field. But here comes Giovinazzi up our inside in to Brooklyn's, that's the name of this corner, and he makes that move stick, and there is nothing we can do about it. Can we try to get him back? A better exit off Luffield. We've got the run on Giovinazzi. We're going to go up into Rich Revs. I'm going to try it. We've got nothing to lose back here. We're going to go up the inside of Giovinazzi. It cops. We've only got half a front wing, but I don't care. And we make that move stick for 17th place. Here comes Giovinazzi up our inside. He's got DRS, and he makes the move up the inside of Stowe, but we're going to dive it back up his inside. I'm not giving up this 17th position easily. I want to have a little bit of fun in the dying laps here, because most of this race has been, we've locked up, we've gone deep, we're going to gift in the position. No, we're not. We're going to park it. We're going to park it right in front of him so he can't get past us. But I am not going to give up this position easily. I want to have a bit of fun, have a bit of a fight over 17th place. As he's going up our inside into Abbey, we're going to try and hang it right around the outside of Abbey. We managed to do so successfully and hold on to 17th place despite only having like half a front wing. Here he comes again. He's going to the outside of Brooklands this time as I have defended. We're understeering wide and we're going to block him off. He can't make that move stick now. We come out of Luffield trying to get the best exit we can. I think he's probably too far back to launch an attack up our inside into Cop. No, he's not too far back at all. He's going for it. Giovinazzi's going for it up the inside of Cops, and we've understeered so far wide. It is ridiculous. I think we have lost 17th position to Giovinazzi as we just had no grip without a front wing, no turn in. You can see it again. Absolutely no turns. We've had a shocking run through Maggots and Beckett's. And Raffaele Marcello is down in 19th place. Again, he was starting this race in the top 6. Goes back to my point. Everyone in the sort of top half of the field has had something go wrong at the start of this race. Just during this race. It's been absolutely crazy. Speaking of Raffaele Marcello, here he is. And there he goes. Past us up into 18th place. But we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. Nah, we're too far back. Damn it. Even a... Oh, now we've just understeered way off the track. We've lost 18th position. We're now down to 19th place. Oh, God, this race. We've got 2 more laps to go. I don't even know who's leading. It's going to be a surprise when the name pops up. I don't know who's going to be on the podium. I have no clue, because everyone I thought it was going to be seems to have been screwed over in some way. Here we go. We're starting the last lap of the race, and Nobuharu Matsushita is going for a move up our inside, and I'm going to be extra forceful with Matsushita. After last race, we're going to run him right to the inside of the track, give him a proper squeeze. I'm going to fight him as hard as I can possibly fight after last race. I'm not happy with you, Nobuharu Matsushita. And we hold on to the position for now. Very argy-bargy way through the first couple corners. But he's got DRS. He's probably going to go for a move down into Brooklands, but nah, it's not going to happen. He's going to the outside. You want to go to the outside? I'm going to Hamilton you right off the track. That is not happening, mate. Not today, Sonny Jim. Here we go. We've got Matsushita trying to go past us up the outside as we head up towards Stowe. The biggest dive bomb you've ever seen. We're going to go up the inside of Matsushita and take back 19th place. And it looks like we've got the job done on Nobuharu Matsushita unless he tries something stupid through the final couple corners. We're going to come out of the final corner to finish in 19th place. God, that race, it was just went so badly right from the get-go. Then we seemed to turn things around. We were back up to where we'd qualified. And then everything just came crumbling down yet again. That race was a roller coaster of emotions, let's put it that way. But Gustav Malya has won the feature race here in Silverstone, leading home a Racing Engineering 1-2 with Louis Delatraz in second. Joining the 2 Racing Engineerings on the podium was Luca Giotto in third. Just off the podium is Alexander Albon fourth. Artem Markelov was fifth with his teammate Norman Nato just behind him. Nick de Vries was in 7th place, and Felix Sorrellis finished in 8th place. And I believe, yes, that is Felix Sorrellis' first points of the season, with Jordan King in 9th and Sergio Seta Camara rounding out the points. In 11th place, just outside the points, was Emil Bernstorff. Came so close to scoring his first points of the championship today, just falling short in 11th place with Antonio Fuoco behind him in the Prima, and he started out of 5th, so he's dropped down all the way to 12th. Oliver Rowland, who started on the front row, finished 13th, just in front of my teammate Sean Galisle in 14th. In 15th was Sergei Sirotkin. Nicholas Latifi was 16th. Antonio Giovinazzi was 17th. He started out of 3rd. Raffaele Marcello finished 18th, who started out of 6th. And myself, I finished 19th, and I started out at 8th. And then you look a little bit lower, Nobuharu Matsushita finished just behind us after we were very, very forceful with him, like we should be after last race, which was still ridiculous driving from the Japanese driver. He finished in 20th. 21st with Igor Rudzev, I'm not too sure how to say that name. Then the pole sitter didn't finish the race, finishing down in 22nd. just going back to the top of the order, I was talking about grid positions and how it didn't work out for people at the front. Gustav Malya won the race out of 4th, so that's pretty reasonable. Louis Delatraz 2nd out of 7th, and Giotto started 9th. So this is where things get ridiculous. 4th place started out 19th place. 5th started out 21st, and 6th started out of 17th, 7th out of 12th, 8th out of 16th, 9th out of 11th, and 10th out of 13th. So there was only 3 drivers that finished in the top 10 that actually started in the top 10. That's what I mean. Like, this race was all over the place. There was carnage everywhere, incidents just everywhere, but not a good day for us. We're now 3 races without scoring any points at all, so hopefully we can try and break that drought next time out tomorrow in the sprint race here in Silverstone, but I guess we'll have to see. But that interesting race, things were right off the start were pretty bad getting spun in turn 1, but then we were coming back so well. Up into 7th place, we were fighting with Norman Nato, who ended up 6th, so we definitely could have got points, but then, you know, that incident at Maggots and Beckers was side by side, a little bit of a wheel bang, and my car just turned around, damaged the front wing, out of the points, then I just fell through the field with absolutely no front wing. But, you know, that's how racing goes sometimes. Things don't always go your way, but we're looking to bounce back next time out here again for the sprint race tomorrow. So after today's feature race here in Silverstone, Norman Nato has actually taken the lead of the championship, but only by 1 point over myself in 2nd place. A further 6 points off myself is Raffaele Marcello in 3rd place, and Luca Giotto is now only 1 point behind the Italian. In 5th place is Oliver Rowland, who was a few points off Luca Giotto, and there's an 11-point jump back to Antonio Giovinazzi, who's sort of in no man's land in this championship. It's 11 points to Oliver Rowland in front of him, and 10 points back to Louis Delatraz behind him. And this is where it gets very, very tight. Louis Delatraz is in 7th on 55 points. 1 point behind him is Antonio Fuoco on 54 points, and then Fuoco's teammate Charles Leclerc is only 2 points behind him, with Gustav Malya now 3 points behind Charles Leclerc, rounding out the top 10, but another 2 points behind him is Nicholas Latifi, and Sergei Sirotkin is in 12th, 2 points behind Nicholas Latifi, and he's actually tied for points with Jordan King. In the Teams Championship, Campos are still leading. They have a 6-point lead over Dams in 2nd place. Russian Time are now 3rd, with Prima in 4th. Racing Engineering have made the jump from 9th up to 5th place with their 1-2 finish in today's feature race, and they're only 2 points behind Prima. Rapax are now 6th, only 1 point off 3 digits, and Trident have fallen from towards the top of the order all the way down to 7th after not scoring any points in the last 3 races. ART Grand Prix are in 8th, only 7 points off Trident, with MP Motorsport in 9th, 4 points behind ART. Carlin is in 10th with 8 points, and Arden rounds out the field with 1 point. So that is all for today, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this race. Another race that could have been for us. In Austria, the feature race, we could have got points. I reckon in the sprint race we could have as well, and we could have today. 3 races in a row where we had the chance to get points, and things just didn't go our way. That's how racing goes sometimes. You just got to cop it on the chin and move on. Next time out, tomorrow, for the sprint race here in Silverstone, I think we can get points. Hopefully we have a little bit of luck and can actually make it to the end without too many incidents and try and finish in the points and get some points to our name. Try and end this 3-race pointless drought. But that is all for today, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Fitcho, and I'll see you all next time.